What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to part 2 of our special 100 attacks in 10-minute war. It was absolutely amazing, guys. I've linked the episode up in the top right if you missed it. We had such a blast. All of the bases pretty much were under attack at the same time, and we had all of our attacks in order to pull out the victory with this one in the final 10 minutes. It was something special. Make sure to leave me a comment down below if you've seen it and what you thought. Just check out all of them attacks with a few minutes left. Make sure to leave a like on this one if you enjoy it. We're going to bring you plenty of replays from the war. And remember, we couldn't really coordinate the second attacks. It was just crazy. Myself, you saw, trying to get an attack in, and each time I scouted a base, it was then under attack. But let's get into this, guys. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans content. We're going to start this out with a Town Hall 11 3-star attack by none other than DJ, an absolute beast here in Elite Nation. So starting out, he's bringing the Grand Warden in, and that is a fantastic little tip, guys. The Grand Warden has a fantastic range. He can keep right out of the way of defenses and set up the funnel for you. So notice how he's just going to take out a couple of buildings, but that is more than enough for the heroes to come into the base just like we want. So we did use a baby dragon down at the south there as well, just to create the funnel in that area. And notice how the bowlers come forward here in this BoLaLoon attack, using the Grand Warden's ability to help the troops through this initial very highly dense area where the CC troops are there as well. But we have a poison spell in helping us. Jump spell allows us to access right into the middle there, and we're hoping to get down that Inferno Tower. Queen is going to step up and absolutely clutch it, take that down, and then from the north here we can bring in the Lava Hounds followed by the balloons and plenty of haste spells, guys, with the BoLaLoon strategy, so that you can get the balloons to catch up to the Lava Hounds, because the Lava Hounds are so quick but the balloons are so slow, and you really need them balloons in, get the defenses down to keep up with the Lava Hounds so that they have that tankage. As you can see, they move forward towards the second Inferno Tower, which is another very high defense in terms of the balloons. It will wreck them, guys, so that's why that rage spell was there. And as they move forward to the back end of the base here, we have wizard towers, but we have a plan for it. Freeze spell beautifully used there on that wizard tower and the archer tower in the back there to take them out, pretty much eliminate them, and the balloons are right on top of that wizard tower ready for it to go down. Plenty of lava pups around the base here cleaning up, with a few balloons left to help. So getting this in the last 10 minutes with all of the pressure was just fantastic for DJ, and he absolutely stormed it for us. Let's move on to another 3-star attack here, guys. We'll move down the list, just chop and change, try and bring you plenty of different replays, because it was definitely an exciting war. So moving on to the second one here, Mika coming at this base with bowlers and Valkyries. Now this is a very safe and very solid 2-star strategy, but I do have a guide for this as well, guys. Again, I'll link it in the top right. It can very easily become a 3-star attack, as you see in this one, starting out with the Queen and Healers, Grand Warden there to help as well, just fast forwarding through this initial part, because we're basically setting up the funnel. Beautiful use of the freeze spell in order to maintain the Queen there, because once she gets targeted by that Inferno Tower, the healers aren't doing anything. Bowlers then come in from the south, and they join on to the Queen and Grand Warden to make such an ultimate army. Moving forward here, you really need to wait and get that funnel set. Once it is, the Valkyries there, just testing them, fly into the middle, and a rage spell, once they get into that core, is absolutely deadly. They're going to get in there, tear it up, even take out a few of these other buildings there as well, and then perfectly come up north to meet the bowlers, the king, absolutely everything to overwhelm this base and just crush it. So another fantastic Town Hall 11 3-star attack there with the bowlers and Valkyries. And like I said, it's a very safe 2-star attack, absolutely brilliant, but if you play it right and you get everything correct, it can be a 3-star attack on the correct base as well. Let's move on to the third Town Hall 11 3-star attack, guys. Make sure to leave the hype in the comments. Absolutely brilliant stuff, this time by Dexter. So he used a giant there to lure the CC. Brilliant stuff, and then bringing it down to the bottom here where he wants to make the entry And what's he going for, guys? That Eagle Artillery, getting that out of the way so that it is not then causing any damage onto his troops. He has the BoLaLoon, the BoLaLoon, very similar to DJ there, and it's a brilliant base for it. As you can see, once he has carved out a section of the base here, which he is doing at the south, really love how he then targets this air defense absolutely straight away. But once you have carved that area out of the base, it's very easy on this one, you can see, to just bring the balloons in a semicircle right around the base, and you can control where things are going. When you have a lot of defenses all scattered around in the middle of the base, you're not 100% sure. I mean, you could calculate it if you had enough time, but you're not 100% sure where the troops will go. The further you get on, the harder it is. But on a base like this, you know exactly where the balloons are going to go. They're going to follow that path around. It makes the planning of the attack so much easier, and using the lava hounds as well in front so much better in terms of tanking for them balloons. Again, the haste spell very nicely used to push the balloons forward onto them final defenses, and then just check out how many troops he has left over. Absolutely crushed this Town Hall 11 base and made it look very, very easy. And just when you think we're done, guys, no, we have another Town Hall 11 triple. Absolutely crushing it. No wonder we pulled this war back and snatched the victory in the last 10 minutes. Coming at this base is Fish, using the Ballers and Witches, another very popular strategy. Check out the spread he gets on this base, and it's a beautiful base in order to do this strategy, because he can easily take the Witches and the Ballers around the sides. There's not too much point defense in order to take them straight out. They can manage to get a good amount of defenses down, but also he can use the jump spells to get right the way through the base, get straight to them Inferno Towers, and we're kind of just skipping over this because I want to get as many replays in as I can, but absolutely crushes it. And once you've taken out the core of the defenses, the real heavy hitters, you're only left with these final few. He's got more than enough troops to take this down. Wizard Tower starts giving the skeletons a little bit of grief, but then you can just overwhelm the base. Check out all of the ones that are left. I mean, brilliant stuff. Fantastic 3-star. And let's move on to the next attack. So as we move down the list here, you can see, didn't get a perfect war, obviously, but we did wreck a lot of the bases. And again, we have massive props to Fog here. He organized this entire thing, and it was so much fun. Probably the most exciting war I have been in. Very similar strategy, using the Ballers and Witches, targeting that Eagle Artillery straight away. Check that out. And again, he can use the jump spells to get right the way through the base. So as he jumps forward here, he's into the main compartment. Also has that final jump spell in order to help them as well, just to get that little bit further and that little bit deeper into the base. Ends up putting them both onto that area, which I'm pretty sure was a bit of a mistap, but it doesn't matter. Once you've got your strategy planned out and you've got everything in place, they're coming forward. Again, gets to the final few defenses here. There are quite a few wizard towers, but when you have so many troops, they're just going to overwhelm this. And check it out, absolutely crushes this base for another Town Hall 11 3-star attack. I mean, how many can we get, guys? Absolutely brilliant stuff. I promise we do have some other attacks, so let's move down actually, and we're just picking some random bases here. I haven't had time to scout all of these attacks, just picking various ones. This one, as you can see, is a Town Hall 10 base, and we're coming at it as well with a Town Hall 10. So Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10, but as you can see, it's really a 9.5. He doesn't have the Infernos. Still impressive stuff though. You still need to have somewhat of a strategy. Let's check out how Silverback does it, coming in with the Queen Charge from the west, using the wizard there just to try and help with the funnel, using that jump spell as well to try and get the king to come into the base as well, but he's not having any of it, guys. He likes the look of them barracks on the outside, so he is off on a wander, and the queen is gonna have to do this solo, taking out plenty of wizard towers, which is fantastic stuff for the BoLaLoon strategy. Gets the CC out the way, gets the enemy queen out the way. She is absolutely beasting here, and then I love how he comes from the opposite side of the base here, not drawn off what he wants to do, getting straight into them wizard towers. And again, he's carved out that area of the base where he can control the balloons. Notice how he's bringing them in quite surgically around the base, but then they all merge together, and he knows exactly where they're going to do. Check that heal spell. they're all inside that heal spell. So it's a very, very effective use. And as you can see there, the haste spells just show how many balloons he has left, powers them across to them remaining buildings to get them down. So another very nice 3-star there. Again, we're going to just flip right through these attacks, so I do apologize if we're skipping through them, but I don't want to drag the video on forever and ever. I do want you guys to, you know, enjoy the video, get to see plenty of attacks, but not have to sit here for hours on end. So coming at this one, we're hitting this one with the Witch Slap strategy. Again, Witches at Town Hall 9, absolute beasts. Witches coming along the side there with just a couple of healers, and check out where the air defense are. They're all clumped right in the middle of the base, so our healers are absolutely fine on the outside there. That is going to mean that this strategy should work pretty well against this base. Jump spells provide access for them bowlers in the CC alongside the heroes to jump right the way through, and he's getting out the core defenses in the middle here, which allows them witches to walk around the outside of the base. But once you get that main bulk of your army into the middle, they can just crush it, guys. Notice how he's really heavy with the spells in the middle to keep them bowlers alive, really keep his heroes high health, because that is what is going to get to the back end of the base here. But he's not finished. Plenty of Hog Riders here, so a little bit of variation. Instead of just blasting through the base and having that extra jump spell to reach the far end, trying to take it out with the heroes and the bowlers, he's actually got Hog Riders to sneak into these final few defenses. So again, if you don't have back-end troops, in this one we've got the Hog Riders, but if you don't have the back-end troops, you need to have a plan for them back-end defenses. So you need that jump spell in order to come forward. Just has a couple to sprinkle onto the defenses, but at the end of the day, he would have got this either way. So really just pushing forward. Does have a little bit of grief from that wizard tower, but works out beautifully that it locks onto the healers. Little fun fact, make sure to let me know in the comments below if you know this, but the wizard tower cannot shoot ground and air troops together. So since the skeletons were moving forward and the wizard tower was on the witches, on the healers, sorry, it was fantastic because the skeletons could sneak in there and take it down. So again, just choosing these bases at random, but we have another 9.5 base coming at this with pretty much a standard BoLaLoon style strategy. The golems and the bowlers and the heroes pushing in order to take down a section of the base, and then again you really need to just control where the troops are going. So notice how the CC is down, notice how the enemy queen is down. We've taken one air defense, the queen is going to blast that second one down, so now we only have 2 air defense. We're going to obviously attack from that side, but there is a sneaky Tesla farm popped up. Not going to be the end of the world since we have them haste spells. The balloons are going to get onto that pretty easily. A couple there for the back end archer towers as well, and if nothing else, it distracted the archer towers there from the main group of balloons just for them extra few seconds, and he did hold on to a few wizards there to try and help, but unfortunately they do go down. It doesn't matter though, because he has plenty of troops in order to finish up this base. So again, another very nice 3-star attack. Again, just blasting through these. We'll be going to wrap up in just a second. I think we'll make this our last attack, guys. Checking it out, the final number 50. Felt we had to go right the way down to the bottom since it was a 50 special. Nice double cannon in the middle there, but this is a beautiful base for the witches. I mean, it's a standard ring base, and they can just walk around the base. You don't have to worry about the skeletons having to break into different compartments and getting blasted by splash damage. They're going to be able to outrun that. They're going to be able to get around the base pretty easily. So the jump spell, allowing access into the middle, could have maybe incorporated it over that wall there in order to allow the troops right the way through. However, it doesn't really matter because it does allow some of the troops to go around the outside, and actually that can be a good thing because there's not a lot of defense in the middle there. So what you need to focus your army in is actually taking out the outside and ending up in the middle at the end. It works out quite nicely because we have one golem gets in there alongside a few bowlers, making sure to use a rage spell as well just to help the witches in there. And since there's not a lot of splash damage and not a lot of defenses at all, we can take that down as the remainder of our army just sweep through this base. And just check out how nice it is. I always like these attacks where they literally sweep from one end of the base to the other, and we have troops right across the entire map, like a line just literally sweeping through the base, taking out anything in its path. And again, that is going to wrap up another 3-star attack, and it will also wrap up this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed checking out some of the replays and behind the scenes from our special 100 attacks in 10-minute episodes. Again, if you haven't seen it, there is a card in the video. Click the little I button at the top right and you will find it is the first one. Go check it out, guys. It is seriously something special. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans, and until next time, peace out, guys. Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.